There's nothing that hurts worse than trying to get more clients in real estate photography and being constantly told no by realtors who really should be using us for their photography. So, because we want to avoid the pain and discomfort, which really hurts, and because we want to succeed so bad, we do things that hurts us and our success even worse, like offering to work for free or giving up on our hopes and dreams completely. The problem is we don't want to shoot for free. We don't want to go back to a dead-end career that we hate. We just do it because we don't have the content available to teach us the basic practical skills we need to give us the confidence we so desperately desire in a negotiation so we can get what we want, which is to do what we love and get paid fairly for it. Ladies and gentlemen of the creative world, in this video, someone is finally going to show you how you can approach clients with confidence and work for free never. Because today, you're going to learn the art of closing realtors for real estate photographers. By the way, while I made this specifically for real estate photographers, this content will also be extremely helpful for photographers in other industries. So, if you have a photographer friend or any creative friend who could use some help in this area, please share this with them so they and/or their kids don't have to go to bed hungry tonight. If you guys don't know who I am, I'm Jonathan Corbett. I've been a real estate photographer on the front lines of the industry for over 10 years. I made over $250,000 in real estate photography as a solo operation before I ever hired my first employee. And I love teaching other photographers how to build better, more efficient, more profitable real estate photography businesses. Now, let's get straight to work on earning you all more money. As creatives, we are naturally at a disadvantage in negotiations because negotiating usually does not come natural to us. We are incredibly insecure about our work, even if we aren't self-aware of that, and we wrap up our very self-worth and value in how much we charge, as proven by the popular phrase that is repeated all the time, know your worth, which is actually just a statement completely wrapped in ego. When a client tells us no, it hurts us deep. So we avoid no at all costs, at the first sign of confrontation, or even awkwardness, or if there's just a little bit of pressure, we crack like uncooked spaghetti. The first thing we need to do to overcome this is realize that an objection is not a no, and an objection is nothing to be afraid of. In our creative imagination, we build these objections to be much bigger than they actually are. Instead of the impenetrable fortresses that are impossible to conquer, they're more like a gate without a fence that we just have to walk around. It's nothing at all. You are making it out to be much worse than it actually is. In reality, objections are incredibly predictable and easily overcome, and you can prepare for them ahead of time so you don't even have to worry about it. I will teach you all the steps you need to overcome objections so you can close your clients, and they are what to say and how to say it. That's it. It's that easy. First, we're going to talk about 2 extremely common objections and give quality answers of my own for you to use so you know what to say. Objection number 1, thanks so much, but I already have a photographer. Answer, understood, no worries. I don't want to impose on anyone. Does your photographer also do video, drone, 3D, floor plans, etc.? If you ever need anything along those lines, I'd be happy to help you. Odds are their photographer doesn't do all the things you do if you follow all my tutorials. And if you can interest them on one of those things, they will also give you a chance at photography. And even if they don't hire you for photography, you're still doing video or one of the other services, so you still win. A second good answer to I already have a photographer is Understood, no worries. I don't want to impose on anybody. Does your photographer ever get sick or get booked out too far? I would be happy to be your backup option just in case they aren't available. This way, the client is reminded of the reality that other photographer isn't always available due to a number of reasons. It also gives you an opportunity to present your work. Pictures say 1,000 words. If you get them to look at your work, your odds of closing them are much higher. Objection number 2. I know another photographer who charges less. For this question, and I'm speaking from experience here, it is much better to be a little more firm to show you're not open to lowering your prices. They are testing you to see how easily you crack. And it's important to remember, you're not spaghetti. You're wizard Harry. I mean you're creative. Oftentimes, they are perfectly happy paying your full rate. It's just habit for them to ask for a discount. So, a good answer to, I know a photographer who charges less, is to politely say, that's okay, but I don't base my prices off of other photographers or previous budgets. Then you stay completely silent and hold eye contact. All this does is politely tell them no without saying the actual word. And it's very effective. It is my #1 go-to for this question. But if you're not that brave, another great answer for I know a photographer who charges less is, hey, I understand that if you're looking for the cheapest photographer in town, I'm not your guy. But if you want the most bang for your buck and a professional you can count on, I'm the man for the job. This one is a great answer that has been very effective for me because I find it makes realtors want to pay me even more money to prove they're not cheap, even though they are. And you also might be saying, Jonathan, that's a great answer, but what about the women? You gave a man answer. You are not being very inclusive here, sir. Did I stutter? If you are a woman and you want to drive the point home that you are ready and qualified for the task, you look the patriarchy dead in the eye and you tell them, I'm the man for this job. Yeah! You say this because #1, the word man is an inclusive term. It means both men and women. We are all members of mankind. And point #2, when a woman has the audacity to say something like, I'm the man for this job, she evokes an energy from deep within herself, commonly known as big dick energy. And last time I checked, big dick energy can belong to both men and women. And if you disagree with that, that makes you a bigot, not me. So leave your downvotes, take your haterade, and get out of here with your negativity because I give 0 Fs about your objections, which is precisely how many Fs you all should give when someone gives objections to you. I'm leading by example here rather than being afraid to approach a client and hope that they will allow me to shoot for them for free. You should feel entirely different. Within you is great power. Tap into it. I could go a lot longer on all sorts of objections, but I'm not trying to give you a fish. I'm trying to teach you how to fish so you can feed yourself for a lifetime. If you have questions or objections that you run into more than twice, you need to prepare, memorize, and practice your response so you're ready the next time it happens. Exactly like we just did. Also, if you'd like me to give you a good answer to an objection you commonly run into, leave it in the comments. I'll be happy to help you out with an answer of my own. But just knowing what to say isn't enough. You need to know how to say it. And this is the most important part. All the tips I will teach you here surround one essential concept that you must remember to close clients. And that is, humans have instincts, just like animals. And if they feel threatened, they will fight, flight, or freeze. And you cannot close them when that happens. So, they must never feel threatened, or you will trigger that response. You are not here to start an argument. You are here to help them, and they must see that. Your words mean nothing if your body language, your tone, or your attitude make them feel like they are under threat. Tip number 1, shut up completely. And I mean not a sound. In order to close someone, they need to like you. And the best thing you can say to get someone to like you is nothing at all. Far too many people talk way too much, especially me. But when I am with a client, I shut my mouth and I listen to them. You learn much more that way, and they like you the more they get to talk. Don't try to jump in, even to say something nice. That often makes them think you are interrupting. They also lose their train of thought, and then things get awkward. Do not make any sound at all, or even open your mouth. Breathe out your nose and give facial cues. That's it. Tip number 2, eye contact. Eye contact shows you that they have your full attention and that you aren't hiding something. There's nothing like you getting distracted by something, like your phone, that makes them feel like they aren't important to you. There's also nothing like avoiding eye contact that makes them feel like you aren't trustworthy. So keep your blinders on and focus. Tip number 3, when it's time for you to talk, use the minimal necessary word count. Less is more. Anything that requires a long explanation just turns into and they are instantly 1,000 miles away in a separate space and time, worrying about their kids, that closing that's supposed to happen tomorrow, or anything else besides what you're talking about. Answer the question as quickly as possible and turn the conversation back towards them. The shorter the answer, the more it sounds like you know what you're doing. Tip number 4, use a relaxed, comfortable body posture and a calm tone. Subconsciously, it is very easy to make people feel threatened because you unknowingly have switched your body posture to an aggressive stance. This could include, but is not limited to, leaning forward, crossed arms, wide eyes, squinted eyes, fast breathing, tight lips. Your body posture will signal to them if the interaction is dangerous, even if the tone of your voice remains calm, because your body posture will advertise what your mind is thinking. Adopt a relaxed stance and stay conscious of it, especially if they get confrontational. Move slowly. If you're sitting, lean back. Cross your feet. If you're standing, keep an open stance with your weight on one leg and hook your thumb in your pocket and smile occasionally. This will not only help them relax, but will also help you relax because your posture is reminding your brain that everything is fine and there's no reason to panic. The last tip, slow, easy breaths. This will help keep you calm, cool, and collected, and keep your tone under control. So, rather than coming off like this, okay, does your photographer also do drone and 3D? Because I do. You say, okay, does your photographer also do video, drone, and 3D? Because I do, and I'd love to help. And rather than sounding like, well, I'm not the cheapest photographer in town, but here's my card if you're ever looking for a professional, you sound like, hey, if you're looking for the cheapest in town, I'm not your guy. But if you're looking for someone you can count on to make your life easier and take your business to the next level, I'm the man you've been looking for. Here's my card. This is it. It's that simple. This is the difference between a yes and a no. And you may say that this will never work, but that's just because you've built up objections to be much harder than they actually are to overcome. Don't let your imagination get the best of you. Realtors are actually much easier to approach than you think and are very easy to work with because they have to do this stuff too. Good help is hard to find. If there is someone out there that can help them, they will want to give them a chance. And that person is you. Just give it a try and like and subscribe for more. If you have any questions or would like more videos like this, I have a course with over 200 tutorials on all things real estate photography, video, drone, business, etc. Check out all the details at www.realestatephotographymasterclass.com, and always remember to learn, apply, and succeed.